Well, good evening, Sumter School District boys and girls, and welcome to a special edition of Evening of Reading with the Superintendent. Tonight, I have the one, the only Sheriff Dennis joining us. Well, hi, Sheriff Dennis. How are you?
Good afternoon. Wonderful today. Beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. Why don't you do me a favor and tell everybody about yourself so they'll understand who's going to be reading to them tonight?
Well, Coach, I'm just Sheriff Dennis, but my name's Anthony Dennis. I'm the sheriff of Sumter County. I'm a lifelong citizen of Sumter County. I went to high school, school districts here in Sumter County. I spent my days at college here, and I've been in law enforcement for 38 years.
Wow, wow. So I shared with one of your deputies the other day that we are very much appreciative of the services you render to our community. And I want to personally and publicly thank you as well for leading that work. So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you. So welcome, and thank you for our education program, our school program is wonderful. I think it's Pekin is doing wonderful all through the state, being talked about.
Thank you, Sheriff. So I want to get our readers ready for another talent that you have. It's called reading our book, Love You Forever. And this is a book that we're going to share this evening. We remind our children that we will love them forever. And I'm excited to have you reading. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
So I usually do this little call and response with our viewers to get them ready and to make sure I have their attention. And I usually say 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. And then they repeat 1, 2, our eyes are on you. And then we begin. So are you ready to do the 1, 2, Sheriff?
I'm ready to.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me.
1, 2, all eyes are on you.
Good job. We're now going to read Love You Forever. And this is written by Robert Munsch and illustrated by Sheila McGraw. So I'm ready. A mother held her new baby and very slowly rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be. Sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah. The baby grew, and he grew, and he grew. And he grew until he was 2 years old. And he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves. He pulled all the food out of the refrigerator. And he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, this kid is driving me crazy.
Oh my, I don't remember doing those types of things when I was 2, but I think my son did some things, but I don't think he ever put a watch in the toilet though. He's making a mess. But at nighttime, when that 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of his bed, and if he was really asleep, she'd pick him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be. So Sheriff Dennis, do I think I can get you, do you think I can get you to sing that song before this book is over?
Me just saying, I have before. The little boy grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was 9 years old, and he never wanted to come in for dinner. He never wanted to take a bath, and when grandma visited, he always said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. Wow.
I don't know. At 9, we have a lot of 9-year-olds that are probably watching, but I'm sure our children in Sumter School District don't do some of
I
these
would think
things. Yeah, I
something
don't.
to do.
But at nighttime, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of the bed. If he was really asleep, she'd pick up the 9-year-old boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be. That's a big baby to rock.
Love that. The boy grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a teenager. He had strange friends and he wore strange clothes and he listened to strange music. Sometimes the mother felt that like she was in a zoo.
What's the deal with the zoo thing?
Focus
It
on
looks like okay. Let's see how long that zoo thing lasts. But at nighttime, when that teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the tables over the side of the bed. If he really was asleep, she picked up that great big boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby, you'll be. That's a big baby to be living.
Well, the teenager grew. That teenager grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and got a house across town.
Uh-oh, I wonder what's going to happen now. I wonder what's going to happen now. But sometimes on dark nights, the mother got into her car and drove across town. Okay, Sheriff, I don't know what's about to happen.
About to find out if all the lights in her son's house were out. She opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. And if that great man was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I love you forever. I like you for always. And as long as I'm living, my baby you be.
Wow, I wonder how he felt about that. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, you'd better come see me because I'm very old and sick. So her son came to see her. When he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick.
Sad.
It is. But she still sang.
Yes. The son went to his mother. He picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And he sang this song, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. And as long as I'm living, my mommy you be.
Oh, wow. When the son came home that night, He stood for a long time at the top of the stairs. I think he's reminiscing.
Then he went to his room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, and as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be."
Wow. Wow. Well, you know, Sheriff Dennis, that's a very, very emotional story we just read. And I think for me, what really comes to light is traditions as they transcend over generation and generations and generations. What do you think?
It definitely does. This book, my wife and I sang it to our son until he was old enough to read it himself. And we love this book, and we've enjoyed it. And I think it's definitely a tradition.
Well, I knew that you had selected this book, and at the beginning of our reading, I meant to ask how special this book was. And so for you to share that story that you and your wife read to your son, and then your son read himself, I think just as powerful, because he will always have that memory of this book.
It will.
You know, my grandma didn't read many books to me, but she did do something with me and for me daily. And I'll never forget the power of prayer. And so my grandma didn't rock me and hold me, but she did hug me and she would say a prayer. And so those things I will always remember, especially during these times where the holidays come around. And so, you know, this tradition and your traditions, our children need to hold on to them so they can pass them on as they grow up and get bigger and bigger and get their own homes. What do you think?
That would be wonderful, and I think we have a better world to continue to follow the tradition.
Absolutely. So thank you for, first of all, selecting this book, and thank you for reading to our audience. I appreciate you, and I'm going to speak on behalf of our viewers. I know they appreciate you. Do you have any final words or parting words for them?
I have enjoyed the opportunities to read to the students. It's certainly an honor.
Well, it's actually our honor to have you. So thank you, Sheriff, and continue the great work that you're doing, protecting and serving our community. We wouldn't be any other place without you, but the safety that you provide and the support and the role model support you provide, it is definitely appreciated. So thank you. And if I don't see you before a holiday, please have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Dr. Knox, and all of your staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you.